It's not a response, it's a Rob-sponse. Checking in here from London. I'm actually in the borough of Kensington and Chelsea. But what I want to start doing is not maybe ramble on so much at the beginning of these videos. Just kind of get to the meat and potatoes a bit more. So I'm going to try that with this video and we'll see how it goes. But pretty much, again, not a response, it's a Rob-sponse. Just want to talk about how important it is for everyone back in America to, have a plan and to, if you want to travel, you see these videos that I'm doing and you think that, I want to get away. Because, again, my mental health is like so much better since I separated from my former employer, working in healthcare, punching that 9 to 5 clock, putting in those, 50-hour weeks and deadlines and meetings and pressure and performance reviews. And in the 2 months since I've worked, because I haven't officially worked since March 13th and sooner to be May 13th, my mental health is so much better. My skin is so much clearer. There's a product I've been using called Particle. I got to start getting their affiliate links so that you guys can, use Particle as well. But I think, a lack of that job pressure as well as using Particle on my face, like I said, again, it's really helped clear up my acne and whatnot. But yeah, just make a plan to put some money aside and take a trip, even if it has to be a short trip because you have kids or spouse or family obligations, just maybe even a short cruise to the Dominican Republic or a short cruise to the Bahamas or a short flight to the Dominican Republic or even a flight to Puerto Rico if you don't have your passport. Go to Puerto Rico. I went to Puerto Rico back in 2024. It's really nice. San Juan, Loquillo, Mayagüez. Just get away because one, it'll be a break. And two, you meet so many interesting people when you travel. So I've met so many people who, they know American politics more than a lot of Americans do. I was talking to a guy last night. He was from Mogadishu, Somalia. Now he lives in London, the UK. And, he was just talking about how, a lot of people don't like, President Trump. But at least, he's only limited to his second term. How many people in America even know the president only gets 2 terms? So like I said, again, you talk to, different people, you kind of learn their story. Again, he was kind of putting me up on game about how, even if because he was driving, Uber last night, how, even though, you can rent a car and you have to kind of get, how you can get used to driving on a different side. Because again, in the UK, they drive on the right-hand side. How in America, we drive on the left-hand side, but they drive on the right-hand side. So just tell me how you can get used to doing that. If you ever wanted a car and driving in the UK was telling me about that. When I was in Andorra, I met a guy who, he was from Barcelona, Spain. He had moved to Andorra, due to family. But now he does Uber, and then he also works in some different industries there in Andorra. And he's just talking about how, Barcelona was so busy, and he just kind of needed to get away. And Andorra is maybe like a 2.5 hour drive from Barcelona, a whole different country, a small country. But it's full of mountains and a lot of ski resorts there. It's a ski town. So, and that's what was kind of cool for me to go, maybe about, 4 or 5 days ago when I was in Andorra, because I got great rates on the ski resort because, again, it's off season, right? It's not prime time or peak time for skiing. So I actually got a room for like 50 euros, Yeah, it was nice. I think I posted the videos in the early video here on YouTube. But that was kind of cool. And of course, when I was on a cruise, I met so many great people. I met a family from Italy, Luigi and Marina. They work with President Trump. They actually sell the commemorative gold bottle wines that President Trump is pitching to the elites. So not everybody is exposed to this bottle of wine, but he's actually, tied in them. And he just kind of told me about, different things in Italy and told me I should come out to Venice, Italy if I get a chance to travel out that way. And was just kind of telling me about how he got started up in business. And now it's to the point where he owns homes in Italy, Miami, Florida, where the cruise started that he and I were on. And he has a house in, Switzerland and Italy as well. So I met him. Who else? Also in my international travels, I just learned how blessed Americans are. Because back when I was in Monterrey, Mexico, that was probably about a month and a half ago, I met 2 guys who were working in America, to make more money for their families back in Mexico. So one guy, he actually was going to Buffalo, Mexico. And he was going to be gone for 7 or 8 months because, again, his wife and kids are back in Puerto Vallarta, which is a coastal city off the Pacific coast of Mexico. So he goes and does construction and drives trucks for 7 or 8 months to make more money in America, and then he brings it back to Puerto Vallarta for his wife and kids. And then the other kid, he was young, a young 20-year-old kid. His dad drives trucks, so he's back and forth helping his dad out. And then he does some other little things in Laredo, Texas, which is right there at the Mexican border. So I met him when I was riding in the Greyhound to go to Monterrey, Mexico, and I met the other guy when I was leaving out. So again, I got their WhatsApp. I haven't really had a chance to really keep in touch with them as much like that, but that was kind of cool. And then you take yesterday when I was taking the ferry, I took the bus from Paris to London. So you take a 2-hour bus ride to Calais, Paris, then you take a ferry over the English Channel, and you go to Dover, England, and then you take a 2-hour bus ride to London from Dover, England. And you sit on the same bus. The bus actually sits on the ferry as you go across the English Channel. So I met a cool dude, Keaton. His family originally is from India, but then he was born in France, but his parents immigrated from India. And then now he was going to visit some family in London, and he's 26, and he's just, kind of full of dreams in life, and he wants to go to America. So I was showing him Atlanta, Georgia, and he had, never even thought about Atlanta, Georgia on the map. He just knew about California and New York, and Miami. So, when I was kind of pulled out a picture on Google, I Googled a picture of the United States of America, and I showed him, Atlanta, Georgia, and I showed him Detroit too, where I'm from and where I grew up. The last place I lived was Atlanta, and my storage unit is in Atlanta, even though my apartment lease is up in Atlanta. So, cuts down on costs of traveling. I'll make a video about like how to travel and how to do what I'm doing in the future series. But, and again, everybody can't do it, but, I don't have an apartment lease that I'm paying. So that's when I can put towards housing as I'm overseas. So, but yeah, just to get back to my original point, you got to make a plan, set aside some money, even if it's not a lot, or use some of your tax returns, or get a second job, or get a side hustle. But probably the biggest thing for people to do is just cut out expenses. So if you have Netflix and Paramount, and you have Peacock, and you have HBO Max, and you have Stars, maybe cut 2 or 3 of those services, put that $43 to the side, and in 4 or 5 months, you got enough money to go somewhere, because a lot of these travel sites like TravelZoo or Booking.com, they offer packages, and $400 or $500 could be enough for you to get a simple package, at least somewhere like Puerto Rico, or maybe even like a short Virgin or Carnival cruise. Treat yourself, man. You work hard, you deserve it. Again, be smart, save some money, invest some money. But again, if you just cut, simple things like eating out, maybe you cook more. It's healthier to cook at home. So instead of ordering so much DoorDash, you say, okay, I'm going to maybe save DoorDash maybe once or twice for this whole month. And then the money you would have spent on DoorDash, you put it aside somewhere. So again, just the impetus of this video is to tell people, again, you work hard in America, and particularly, a lot of people are watching from America, I imagine, and just need to set out some time to see the world, experience some different things. You can meet some great people, take a break from your typical 9 to 5, because it'll do so much for your mental health, your skin. I think I've lost weight. Like I said, I definitely know I'm less stressed. And that probably has helped a lot of inflammation in my body to kind of go away. So, but yeah, it's not a response, it's a Rob-sponse. Again, if you have video ideas for me, feel free to like and subscribe and put video ideas down in the content for what you'd like me to make content about as I travel. And like I said, again, I'm in London. I'm about to go out here and see Big Ben, the Buckingham Palace. Get that content out here for you guys. Because again, this is my first time abroad. Until April 19th, I had never left North America. And, now I'm over here in Europe. So, God is good. Love and respect. Appreciate it. And, like I said, again, just like and subscribe. This is going to go up on YouTube. This will probably go up on Instagram. Probably not TikTok, because TikTok's not tied to my tablet, which I'm shooting on right now. But, yeah, appreciate you all.